welcome. This is your boy, the host with the most, but humble. And I do mean humble. The Nostradamus, aka Derek, and I'm here, of course, on the second episode of the Wrestling Cram Podcast. Yay! Yay! We're gonna do it. We're doing it now. We're doing it on the road to WrestleMania. I told you I'm gonna try to do every single day of podcasting, taking doing some content, doing some type of content this week. All right, we are gonna try to do it every single freaking day or whatnot. If you're watching it today, you're watching it tomorrow, you're watching it next week, I truly do thank you from the bottom of my heart to the depths of my loins. I truly do thank you. Without you guys, it truly wouldn't be me. It truly would not be me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to your boy. Okay, thank you so much. If you haven't noticed, I have changed a little bit of it. I'm a comic book junkie, so I got some comic books there. In the middle there, I did put my my wrestling toys on the top because it was right here and you couldn't see them. And I spent a lot of money on them. So my wrestling toys up there, my DC toys are right there. They were a lot of money too. So I wanted to show those bad boys off as well. And of course, you got the Marvel and you got the anime. And if you notice right there, that's Macho Man. That is Macho Man Randy Savage. That is a bobble. I think that's a whatever toy. And a lot of people asking me about him right here. You probably can't see him right now, but him right there, that is Candyman. That is Candyman, one of the scariest toys I have, or one of the scariest movies I did watch. Not the remake or the retelling of it. Didn't really like that one. Too political for me. But the original ones are really, really good. Okay, though. So let's talk about it. Of course, we're going to talk about brand new titles already made and ready to go. We're going to talk about more CM Punk. I tell you, it is always about CM Punk. Always about CM Punk. And of course, now we do have a confirmation of Jon Moxley. He does weigh in as well. On that one, I'm going to let you know up front. That's the last one I'm going to do. Before I do the recap, it is a lot of F-bombs on there, okay? So I'm just going to let you know. Also, I will be doing the recap of Raw. A little bit about it. I just want to say a little bit about it before I go into my news. I'll talk about a little bit of Raw. It was an okay show. I'm very happy that I don't do Monday Night Raw right after because I need to digest it. And the go-home show was okay. I have been looking at a lot of news where it comes to the decline of the women's division and the women's division not doing all that well like it used to. I do agree because the first segment was not the best. And also you're having people talk about SmackDown and you're talking about Raw. That kind of troubles me a lot due to the fact that you have another 2 hours to put in on that show. Gunther was on the show. Why was he on the show? You know what I'm saying? So it's not making any sense to me due to the fact that you have people on SmackDown that are promoting their match when you have another 2 hours on Friday to promote that as well. Yes, you have one champion. The Tribal Chief is the champion of both Raw and SmackDown. Him and the Usos should be the only people on both brands due to the fact that they have both titles. Does that make sense? Yes, that makes perfect sense because they're both champions. They have both the red and the blue titles or whatnot. So that makes sense. But putting, Charlotte on the card, which is still a video package, but she's still there. Rhea Ripley, I will give her a pass due to the fact that she is a Raw roster person. But we didn't see Bianca Belair, and we didn't see Asuka. We got nice video packages from them, but we didn't see them, and I didn't like that. That didn't make any sense to me. I'm just being completely honest. Hell, you should have put LA Knight on the thing if you want to do some stuff like this. I'm just being completely honest. That's just me. In the comments, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think that you have 2 hours of SmackDown? That's their brand. Put it on their brand. I mean, just come on, come on. That's all I'm saying. But let's go with the news. Of course, first and foremost, we do have confirmation of the new titles. Finally, we got the heads up from Triple H with brand new titles. I myself am very happy. We've had these titles probably 10 years, and before that we had the spinny title, which I wasn't a fan of until they stopped doing the spinny thing. I'm happy about that. But we did get some type of news where it says there's a new built. I don't know for sure if it's going to be a new name. I don't know if they're going to even split the titles. We do know that the titles have already been made by the decision makers and approved and wanted to introduce, and if they wanted to, they could introduce these titles literally next week if they wanted to, because they've already been made. All the checks have been, all the boxes have been checked. Now, here's the thing about this. I need 2 titles that's going to look completely different from the other title. How about that? I don't need, now when Mick Foley introduced the Universal title, introduced the Universal title, I'm thinking we're gonna get a brand new design, beautiful, everything. It was just the exact same title, just red. So I'm tired of looking at this title. It looks like a toy, a giant toy that you can buy at Walmart or Target. Now I will say this: the first design that The Rock came out with when he beat Cena at WrestleMania, and he introduced a brand new design. That title was okay. I enjoyed looking at that title. The black strap, it was a gorgeous title, but they kept changing it, and it just now looks like a toy. I need it to look more or less kind of like, I would love the Winged Eagle design to come back. That is my favorite looking belt. Even the Undisputed title, which was a very gorgeous belt as well. But the belt that they have right now, the best looking belt they have right now that they are using is the United States title. It is a gorgeous belt, great design. I mean, if we can try to cater to me, if you can cater toward like the Winged Eagle, or like do a redesign of the Winged Eagle, or redesign the World Big Gold title belt. Those 2 belts are so nice, and you can do something a little better or whatnot. I mean, you can fix it a little, bring it, into the time and make it a little better. That's just my opinion. But we will see what happens. We'll see what happens. I guarantee when Cody does win the titles, I guarantee what's going to happen is that he's going to reintroduce a new title guaranteed on Raw. After that, now, unfortunately, now it's another segment of That's So Feel. That's So Feel. I'm so serious. Or we can just say it's another segment of That's So Tony. That's So Tony. Something to this thing, because it's just crazy to me. It's literally crazy to me that we have to even talk about this, and we should be talking about WrestleMania. We should be talking about WWE. We should be talking about, Cody Rhodes' ascension to, being a world champion. We should be talking about this. But no, we're not. We're going to talk about, of course, CM Punk. CM Punk is literally losing a lot of support in the locker room. More than half, even more, 75% of AEW locker room can't stand Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk, and mostly the entire upper card does not want to work with CM Punk. I have read that the younger guys, or the greenhorns, or the mid-carders, are still rallying behind CM Punk to come back. But one anonymous wrestler has said that if Tony wants to get CM Punk back, there is nothing nobody else can say. So it's crazy, and due to the fact of now, since deleted Instagram message, of course, if you don't know the Instagram message that was heard around the entire wrestling world, it will be harder to convince the majority of the locker room to even have CM Punk return. Lots of major pushback for him to come back. If you haven't know that Chris Jericho called him a cancer. Apparently, he's not even friends. It's up in the air when it comes to the champion as of right now, which is MJF. So I don't know what more we can do with this situation. I have been also reading that there could be a possibility for the WWE to pick him up. I truly don't think that's going to happen as well, because we're also hearing that, or I've also read that the upper management doesn't want that type of situation that's going on with AEW, or going back to when he was with his stint with the WWE. Now, Triple H has already said, hey, if it makes money, it's going to make sense. So he also said if it's some type of situation where it can happen, he will do it. Also, I was looking, when I wasn't a huge fan of the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast, but he did have Vince McMahon on there. And this was a while back, and I was just looking at the interview, and if you don't know the story, when he got fired on his wedding day. And Vince McMahon was truly adamant. I truly believed him. I was really convinced. He did apologize to CM Punk for that, and this was a while back. But he did say that hopefully they can mend some type of bridges and bring him back. Now, here's the thing: Triple H is the king of literally bringing people back. Even the Ultimate Warrior and the Vince McMahon scenario, where we thought that the Ultimate Warrior would never get into the Hall of Fame, let alone set foot back into a WWE ring. He was the one that facilitated him coming back and getting everything, mending all of those ties. Now, Triple H is truly a businessman now. I think he has truly gotten rid of him being a wrestler due to the fact that he can't wrestle anymore, and he has put business literally first. And I truly think that if it can make some type of money, he would bring Phil Brooks back. Now, the thing will be the situation where the clause would be where CM Punk will get a buyout, and there will be a non-compete clause. Now, if you don't know anything about a non-compete clause, it is, quite frankly, to get them completely out of the storyline. That's usually why they would give 3 months of a non-compete clause, so they can completely get them out of the storyline. Phil Brooks has not been wrestling for AEW for almost a year now, so the non-compete clause should be there. And I mean, it shouldn't be there. I mean, him leaving should be one of the perfect things that they could do just to get him off the books now. And on top of that, they did release William Regal, and I don't think it was a non-compete clause there. I think he worked the same day, but he just was not on TV. Now, I truly think that there is still a possibility for Punk to come back. You don't have to talk to him. He can have his own locker room, and if he wants to talk to the people, if he wants to talk to the people that like him and he likes them, by all means do it. There's a lot of money to be made with CM Punk being in AEW. To me, more than it is for him to be in the WWE. I mean, there's so much. Yesterday when I talked about it, I did say that I think CM Punk and Kenny Omega they never had beef. Like they were okay with each other. It's just him and the Bucks, and them being these Republicans and these God fearing Christians. I would think that they would want to try to mend fences, because of their religion. That's what they do and whatnot. So hopefully we can get some type of mending of the fences. Do we need to get Triple H over there because he's the king of mending fences or building bridges again? I mean, maybe we need to bring him over there and try to have everybody sit down, because the people that are in AEW are not doing a good job when it comes to trying to help their people. I mean, it's just crazy. There's so much money that's going to be left on the table if this does not happen. But I digress. From one superstar in AEW to another superstar in AEW with Jon Moxley. Now, Jon Moxley rarely talks about stuff because he doesn't want that type of drama in his life. And it makes perfect sense. It truly makes perfect sense. But he did get on his wife's the Paquette podcast, and he did air a lot of grievances. And when I tell you that he scarped at CM Punk, but he also scarped at AEW as well. I mean, when Punk was supposed to win and he got injured, he was supposed to be on vacation. He wasn't supposed to be there. He's supposed to be gone. He has been the workhorse of AEW, and to me, one of the top wrestlers in all of professional wrestling. Him just carrying that title again and again and again due to suspensions, due to injuries, due to everything. So, I mean, and I'm not the biggest fan of Mox, of his wrestling style, but I do respect everything else that he does bring to AEW. And he does talk about it. And once again, if you want to fast forward to the WWE Monday Night Raw recap, you can. But I'm going to go ahead and read it. It's fucking annoying. Just because somebody said some stupid shit on social media, that's not news. But it is. And it ends up being a thing. I don't want to get dragged into this dumb shit. I couldn't fucking I could fucking unload on a lot of fucking people right now. And when I start getting dragged into this shit, it tempers me I guess it tempts me to do that. But I'm going to fucking sink in. I'm not going to sink into their fucking level. He also continues and says, also, well, like I said, also, he was not in contract when he did win the title. I think the third time when he won that title, he was not under contract, because he did get that $3 million contract, and him being one of the top trainers there as well, or top mentors there, right after he won the title. But he does talk to his wife again, and he is saying that he could have walked into SummerSlam that night with the AEW fucking belt if I have been so inclined. This is just crazy. He's so upset, and he's not holding back due to the fact that he's like, yo, I didn't have to do anything to help CM Punk. I wasn't even under contract when I dropped that belt to Punk. So when Punk went into all the brawl out and they suspended everybody, and Punk and Mox was in that tournament, he was not under contract. He was just getting paid, but he wasn't under contract. When he won the title, he was like, I could have went into SummerSlam and acted a fool or whatnot. So it looks like he's second guessing himself when it comes to AEW. He also informs that he really didn't have anything to do with the fact that he was not under contract, which I just said. And he literally bent over backwards for Tony, the dude, which is CM Punk, and the company itself. He also just completely shits on AEW. He said, I will say this, and I hate to say I don't think I've ever said anything remotely negative about AEW, but I will say this. As a observer, it seems like I've spent 8 years in the indies. I did a couple of years in development and 8 years in WWE. I have never seen so much bullshit drama in one place in my entire fucking life. When I tell you that AEW is just one of those places where it's going to self explode, it truly sucks because you have so many great wrestlers there and the management is complete trash. I guarantee that Tony Khan could hire somebody to be a better talent relations. I guarantee he can hire a director, trainers, people that can help grow the company, but it just doesn't happen. And it sucks because now you have your top guy, one of the workhorses in AEW, talking about that there is pure drama, unadulterated drama in the company. Now, let's just take CM Punk out of the mix. There has been more than enough of drama in this organization with Sammy Guevara and Andrade. Over Sammy and Eddie Kingston. Of course, I mean, you have and I can't even think of them right now, but there's so many, just so much drama. And it was one tweet that my boy Ricky Starks has said, and he literally said, y'all need to stop getting into these feuds on Twitter. Even Darby Allin talks about that. This is stop tweeting. This is getting ridiculous, and it truly is. And I hate that you have a great organization like AEW that can take it to the next level, but we can't because we consistently have bad leadership. That's what it is. Your leadership is bad. And we can't get rid of Tony Khan because he's the money behind it. I mean, what is it? What more can we do to try to get this company better? I honestly, it's time to start firing people and start opening the checkbooks and getting some non-tolerant people, some people that are just going to be like, you know what, it's going to be my way or the highway. I mean, it's just going to have to happen. I think that Tony Khan has no respect in the locker room, and it sucks because Vince McMahon, when he walks into the locker room, I guarantee everybody stands up at attention because he has that respect. Even Triple H, I guarantee he's more of the Mike Tomlin, which is he's the players coach, but I guarantee he's one of the guys, if he gets into that locker room, everybody stands at attention because he has the respect. And it sucks because I think Tony doesn't have that respect. I hate that it's going down like that. Hopefully we can fix it, but it is time for somebody to put their foot down and let them know, hey, it's going to be this way or you're fired. And I guarantee you should put in the contract, if you're fired, you don't get paid. So, I mean, something needs to happen. But, I'm just an outside looking in. Let's get into, of course, Monday Night Raw, where it does start with The Miz. And The Miz does have Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch there. The Miz is talking about, well, Becky, you're usually a one-woman person. You don't need anybody. What brought you to the fact that, you need somebody? Becky talks about, of course, the Miz tiny balls. And she says that, she does usually need just by herself, but the numbers have been above her since since SummerSlam. They did put her on the shelf, and she does need help. And her help is, of course, Lita and Trish Stratus. Out comes Damage Control. Bayley gets on the mic. She says, 20 years ago, this would have been a dream match for me because I have my idols here. Also, I have one of the horsewomen here in Becky Lynch. But now I have no respect for y'all, and this will be the end of what you had going. Becky says, you're right, this will be the end. We will end this at WrestleMania. Henceforth, we do get a match between Io Sky and Becky Lynch. Lots of drama on the outside, but we do get a beautiful moonsault springboard off the top. Off the ropes onto the outside onto Becky Lynch by Io Sky. She is so good. Champion. Future champion. She does try to do her over the moonsault. She does not connect. We get a beautiful manhandle slam onto Io Sky for Becky Lynch to win. The faces are on top. I don't know about that, but that is deemed for a loss usually. I'll let y'all know on Thursday what I think about that. Also, we did get a video package between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. It was the last Monday and, of course, the last Friday, where it was announced that Cody will face the undefeated Solo Sikoa. After that, we got a video package of the history of Asuka, her being the dominant champion that she was in NXT, and being a dominant champion in the WWE main roster. Her winning the very first Royal Rumble, her winning the Elimination Chamber, her winning Money in the Bank, her winning both titles on both brands. She is a very decorated champion. After that, we got a video package of the recap of last Monday when Logan Paul knocked out Seth freaking Rollins. We get a backstage of Seth freaking Rollins talking about it's kind of getting old, and I'm going to most definitely let everybody know that I'm going to win. In comes Mustafa Ali with his new gimmick of straight positivity. And, he said, Seth was like, you deserve a prize. And the prize is you will face me tonight. And I'm going to he's going to beat the living shit out of him. Pretty much a squash match. I do like the new Mustafa Ali. I hate that he's not been a world champion yet. I hope that happens. I still hope that happens pretty soon. After that, we do get a stump. It was pretty much a squash match with Mustafa. Seth gets on the mic. He does say that if he loses, that I am the joke. And he says that, of course, Logan is always talking about that his birthday is on WrestleMania, and they're not going to be singing Happy Birthday. They're going to be singing the chant of Seth freaking Rollins. After that, we get an Adam Pearce. He's talking to Baron Corbin. And in comes Chelsea Green saying that, Doudrop does not want to be part of her tag team, but Sonya comes in. Sonya Deville does come in to the mix, and they will have a qualifying match to determine if they are going to be in the four-way women's tag match at WrestleMania. After that, we do get a partial weigh-in from Brock Lesnar and Omos. Omos does weigh in, but MVP gets on the mic and says, this is your final opportunity to see the specimen of the Nigerian giant. He also says that he gives Brock Lesnar his credit. He does name off all the accomplishments that he has won, including Goldberg and Roman Reigns. And he says that he's too big. He is not going to be able to suplex him or give him an F5. Omos does weigh in at 410 pounds. After that, Brock Lesnar does come in. He gets his really great intro. He starts to attack Omos, but Omos gets the best of him again, throws him outside of the ring, and he grabs the scale. This is going to be a very interesting match. I do like the build-up of this match. I can't wait to see what they're talking about with this match. Hopefully it is on Saturday, not Sunday. So after that, we do get a video package of Charlotte Flair. Once again, I am so lost with this segment due to the fact that she's a SmackDown champion. But I digress. We do get an interview with Rhea Ripley in the backstage where she does say that she does not deny Charlotte Flair's legacy, but this is her legacy against my destiny. Rhea Ripley needs to win this title, hands down. And that's what she's saying. So it's destiny over legacy. I do like how they said that, and that does open it up for a great title for this match. After that, we do get a Finn Balor promo where, of course, we're going to get the Demon. And he's saying, watch out, because the Demon is, well, he's not undefeated anymore, but, watch out for the Demon, because the Demon usually does win, especially now since it's going to be a Hell in a Cell match. So after that, we get the Street Profits and Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus Alpha Academy and the Viking Raiders in a 8-man tag. They are all going to face each other at WrestleMania in a 4-way tag to determine, I'm guessing, the number one contendership after the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. It was a pretty decent match. I did like the point where all the bigs were in the ring. Otis tackles Braun Strowman, getting him out. I think Braun attacks Ibar, throwing him out. So I thought that was pretty cool when I saw that, but the ending was even more spectacular. We get Braun Strowman, Ricochet getting on top of Braun Strowman, doing a nice splash, and Montez Ford jumping over Braun Strowman with a beautiful 5-star frog splash for them to win the match. We do see Maxine Dupree in the backstage looking on to see why they did not win. Beautiful young lady, and it looks like it is going to be the end of Alpha Academy if Chad does not get control of Otis. After that, we do get a Cody Rhodes backstage interview. My apologies. And he talks about, he loves the position that he is in, being the top babyface of the WWE. Not even Raw, but just the top babyface ever. And he also says that Solo is still not ready. And he is ready to, of course, end the story or whatnot for him to become the world champion. After that, we get a Bianca Belair a video package of her being champion for almost a year. There was a question that I was looking at on Going in Raw. I love Going in Raw. Go check out Going in Raw with Stephen Larson. And they were talking about, will this tarnish her legacy as just continuously winning? the storyline is getting really stale with Bianca Belair, and I hate to sound like that because she is a dominant champion. I mean, we talk about Roman Reigns having this 1,000 day, almost 1,000 day run, but we forget about Bianca Belair winning the title, retaining the title, and just been beating the crap out of every single participant that has came her way. So I mean, is it getting stale? Yes, but I think that the entire women's division is getting kind of stale due to the fact that we're not getting compelling storylines. I mean, the draft needs to hurry up and come on so we can get brand new participants for Bianca Belair. Ronda and whatever needs to be over there, Shayna Baszler. So they need to put new storylines into this mix. After that, we do get Austin Theory. He does a empty arena promo, and he just talks about that the title is for him and only him. He could care less about John Cena. He could care less about the fans. This is only about him. This is his time to shine. After that, we got Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville versus who's this? Logan and Mia Yim. I'm lost why they didn't win, but we did get Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville winning with a unprettier for them to advance to the match at WrestleMania. After that, we get a Paul Heyman promo where he talks about that Cody Rhodes is not ready. He's not built for this. He has never been built for this, and he is going to lose to Solo Sikoa, softening him up for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. After that, we got a Dominic Mysterio promo before the match between Damian Priest and Rey. He talks about that, how can you put your hands on your son? I'm going to destroy you at WrestleMania. We get the Damian Priest versus Rey Mysterio match. The match was really good. We got a 619 on to Damian Priest for Rey to get to the top rope to do the 5-star frog splash. Dominic comes. I keep saying Damien. Dominic comes in, pushes Rey off the ring, attacks him or whatnot, and in comes the which I haven't seen in a very long time, the Legado El Fantasma. They came in to help assist Rey Mysterio. I'm guessing they turned face now. And they are on Raw, which is very weird because, once again, they're on SmackDown. So, apparently we're going to get some beef between the Legado El Fantasma and the Judgment Day. That's what it looks like. I can't wait to see this. I love Escobar. I love him to death. So, we will see what happens with that after, of course, WrestleMania. After that, we get a garbage segment with the Battle Royale, and oh God, it was just bad. Everybody was just saying that we're going to win, and who says that he's going to win, and turns around and sees Bobby Lashley, and he's like, yeah, it's Elias says it, like he's going to win. I don't care. Like, you put Andre the Giant into this trash, this garbage Royal Rumble. I could care less about it. After that, we get a Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens promo where they are talking about they are going to beat the Usos to be the new tag champions. Gunther gets a squash match with Dolph Ziggler. I hate how they have wrote Dolph Ziggler as a jobber. This is a ex-world champion. So this is just baffles me how bad that they have him as this horrible jobber now. But he's a great seller, and that's what happened. We get a powerbomb. Gunther gets on the on the mic and says that he thinks he shouldn't defend against Drew McIntyre or Sheamus. This is true because he has beaten both of them. He says this is a disgrace, and I'm going to destroy them at WrestleMania. I do not see Gunther losing that title anytime soon. I do think that they are probably going to have him beat the Honky Tonk Man's streak, and then probably give it up for him to become world champion. That's the only trajectory I can think, because Gunther has just been so good as being the Intercontinental Champion. It is time for him to be world champion. After that, we get the main event, which was Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Very, very brutal match at the beginning, where Cody was slamming Solo's head into the commentary desk. We get Solo doing a back suplex onto the desk as well. We go to commercial, we come back. I think Cody's on top. And then we get the Usos. The Usos come out to support Solo. And Solo did almost lose, getting put into the Cody Cutter and the Crossroads, but he was so close to the ring, he got on the ropes. Out comes Sami Zayn and KO. They attack them, bringing them back into the outside. Another Cody Cutter and another Crossroads for Cody to win the match, making the undefeated streak of Solo Sikoa now one loss. We do see that Paul Heyman is on the phone, of course, with the Tribal Chief, explaining that he did lose. We will get a face-to-face, probably a contract signing with, of course, the Tribal Chief and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Henceforth go to black. Now, once again, there was some stuff on there I would have changed times 12. Everybody that was on SmackDown should not have been on SmackDown, including including the Rey Mysterio build. You could have done more. I would have put a contract signing in for Bianca Belair and Asuka. I would have done that. That would have been a good 10-minute segment where Asuka sprays Bianca in the face with a miss, attacking her and her standing tall. There are parts on here that was not deemed to be on here, that should not have been on here, that should have been on the SmackDown side. But all in all, it was a very decent go-home show for WrestleMania. Tune in tomorrow, you guys. I will be doing the go-home show for Stand and Deliver for NXT. In the comments, what do you think about, of course, the new titles that will be revealed hopefully soon? What do you think about CM Punk again? What do you think about the response of course, Jon Moxley talking to his wife on his podcast? And what do you think about the recap? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was bad? Do you think some stuff could have been mixed in there? Like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Like, share, and subscribe, you guys. I love y'all so much. If you need anything, just let me know in the comments. That's what the comments are there for, or whatnot. I promise you, I try my hardest to respond to those comments. Until next time, the best is truly yet to come. The best is truly yet to come, you guys. Until next time, love, peace, and of course, I'm going here, wrestling.